used to overcomplicate my trading charts, but in this video, I'm breaking down one key concept I wish I would have learned sooner that would have saved me from multiple blown accounts. I'll walk you through step by step my 1 minute and 5 minute scalping strategy, show you a free TradingView indicator to help you spot A+ setups faster, and stick around till the end because you do not want to miss this giveaway we're about to have. Let's get into it. All right, so let's get into it today. I'm going to show you exactly what led to this profitable trade here. Here it is on my screen. No, it's not photoshopped. Let's get after those trolls. Oh no, they seem to really like to rag on me. Anyways, let's get into these A+ setups I'm going to go over with you. Remember guys, you don't have to take every trade, Trading can be a lot of waiting around time, doing some analysis, and then finding those A+ setups. But I want to cover what I am seeing on the charts day in, day out, especially during market opens. This could be London, this could be New York, this could be Asia. Crypto runs 24/7, happens in the middle of the day too. You just got a better chance of it happening at a market open. But once that market open hits, you can kind of determine the direction of the trend for the day for the most part. So remember guys, it did take me 2 to 3 years to become profitable in trading. This does not happen overnight. I'm not saying this is get rich quick or anything like that. This takes learning, time, patience. Okay. I blew a lot of accounts before getting to this level. People wonder, how can you make that amount of money off a trade? You're just basically risking more, right? So I started out risking $10 a trade to make 20, 30, 50. Okay. That may not seem like a lot, but as you build that account up and you build your skills up and your practice level becomes better, you can start risking $50 a trade to make 100, and then 100 to make $200 a trade, $1,000 to make $2,000 a trade. And that's how you build your account up. There are 3 key mistakes I usually see happen in the beginning for traders. One, they flip from strategy to strategy to strategy because they think something doesn't work, trading, right? A lot of traders, even some of the best out there, following the 50% win rate for trading. Trading is never going to be 100%. So with your strategy, you need to always manage your risk amount. A lot of times when I was getting in trouble, when I was blowing so many accounts, was because I would move my stop loss. I'd be like, oh no, it'll come back, it'll come back, it'll come back. No, make sure before you place that trade, when you are getting out in case it goes the other direction, right? Let's take a look at this sheet here, for instance, a 30% win rate. As long as you're keeping your risk reward at that 3, you can be profitable. You can lose 70% of your trades and be profitable. A lot of people are going to follow in this too, meaning you're risking $10 to make $20. You're risking $50 to make $100, and you're profitable at 50% win rate. So really back test, make sure you're following your rules with these strategies. Make sure you understand them before you just slam a strategy and say it doesn't work, because this is all you really need here. The last key mistake I will say is they tend to overcomplicate their charts, right? They have, lines going, I don't know, this way, that way, let's throw some other way, whatever the hell it is, maybe some scribbles like this, but they tend to overcomplicate their charts, okay? We don't want to overcomplicate our charts. I stick with 3 key indicators. I have the EMAs, I have fair value gaps, which are these boxes, and I have my RSI. That's all you need. I will show you another key TradingView indicator here to help you master this A+ setup. This is one of the most important concepts I didn't learn in the beginning, and I wish it would have been taught to me. So I'm going to show you the key TradingView indicator you can use just so you can help spot these better when you are practicing or learning on your own, because I realize in the beginning it may be hard to spot some of these things. Eventually you get used to it. You're like, oh, that's what that is. You just kind of see it on the chart. But let's get into the A+ setup for the day and our overall strategy and what it is about. So this is the main thing we are going to look for, and then we're going to test this out, see how it works. I'm going to go over a morning play that I just showed you that was a win for today, right? It went way farther down. I probably could have made, honestly, 10 to 15 grand off that trade instead of a measly 3 grand. So be aware of that, but we're combining liquidity sweeps. I'm going to go over this concept with you, 5 minute fair value gaps, and then 5 minute divergences. And I consider these A+ setups. They happen all the time, and they are great when they do happen. They tend to really work out and work out well. Let's say that. So we're going to find a liquidity sweep first on the chart, right? This could be a double, triple bottom, double, triple top. We're going to look for that 5 minute fair value gap. It could be on a certain coin, Bitcoin, altcoins, whatever it may be. I'll show you the exact entry and exit points. And we're also going to check for a divergence. So 3 steps to these A+ setups. Keep them in your head, remember them, and we are going to go hunt these down. Now, the first concept I've had lots of questions on, and I want to explain to you today, are liquidity sweeps. Get this question a lot. What the hell is a liquidity sweep or a liquidity grab? What does that even mean? So as liquidity builds up, traders place stop loss orders, and the market makers tend to grab those stop losses, stop people out, and then it goes exactly in the direction of where your take profit levels that you thought might be, okay? So here's an excellent example, right? Price consolidates near the $30,000 area, maybe. Many traders have their stop losses above 30,100. I'm going to show you this exact example on the chart here that we saw this morning. Market spikes to 30,120, right? Just wicking your stop loss. How many times does this happen to you? Used to happen to me all the time in the beginning. I could not figure it out for the life of me. Learn about liquidity, guys. This is it. Then it quickly dropped back below 30,000, confirming the liquidity grab. So if you can recognize where these liquidity sweeps are or grabs are going to be at, this can help you avoid fake breakouts. It can help you really take awesome trades and be in at the top of a trend. So you're getting in super early before everyone else, and you can align with those, bigger institutional trading behavior that we constantly see, right? We're the little guys, we're the retail traders. They're after us. They know what we're doing. So let's go ahead and play this out here. Here is an example of what we saw this morning. We have a liquidity sweep. Here's the manipulation. These are where the big guys know your stop losses are setting. They'll wick right through them, right? Get your stop loss and then go right back into the short that you thought was going to happen. So this is what you're going to see all the time. Smart money is going to enter their position then on that fair value gap or order block and play to the downside again, okay? So this is a liquidity sweep. Now, let's go ahead and dive into an actual play here, right? We're gonna rewind to this morning. So I am scalping on the 1-minute time frame with doing higher time frame analysis on the 5-minute and 15-minute typically. And this is exactly what we saw this morning, right? 7:30 a.m. here on Bitcoin, right? We got a nice uptrend going. This is pretty steep and high up for me. I probably, in this case, wouldn't be looking to take a long here. It's just, this trend has overplayed. We're kind of breaking a trend line even possibly here. So we'll go ahead, play it forward. I'm usually waiting to around 8 a.m. Central time to trade. Market opens for me at 8:30 a.m. Central. So here we go with Bitcoin. At the same time, I'm going to show you next what Solana does since I am trading Solana. But I am always watching Bitcoin. Bitcoin tends to move a little bit ahead most of the time, right, on these altcoins, depending what you're trading. My recommendation is pick one coin you want to trade with, get to learn the chart, really know it before jumping around a bunch of different coins. Otherwise, your brain's going to become muddled and confused. So let's play it forward and show you exactly what we get here on Bitcoin. Whoa, 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 whoa. What do we have here? Okay, isn't this what we just saw in the video? We have a beautiful, lovely double top. Okay, I'm going to jump to the 5-minute here. So if you see these double tops, sometimes it'll be like a triple top or something like that. But when you see this happen, this liquidity grab up here, something like this, sometimes it may come a little bit higher, right? I'll show you what sold it. But if you see this, be prepared and start looking for that 5-minute fair value gap, which when you jump to the 5-minute, what do we see? We have our first, right? Our first, I go over in another video. I am looking for those first fair value gaps happening at the beginning of a trend. First 1, 2, 3. If we're getting higher and higher up with a bunch of fair value gaps, it could be likely to reverse on you. So I really like to hit the top fair value gaps, those first 1 to 3. Yes, I will wait around all day for them if I need to, right? But these are going to be your best setup. So we got Bitcoin here with our first bearish fair value gap. This is exactly where we got the liquidity sweep too. Okay, so how you would play this is I'm usually drawing my fib from this bottom area to this top. We're looking for a short because we have one 5-minute bearish fair value gap. And we can go ahead, right? I'm usually placing my trade at the 0.618 area, which funny enough, it lines up with the bottom of this 5-minute bearish fair value gap. So you typically get this in the morning, right here. Always get prepared for this, right? We're already getting some lower highs in at the moment. So it's probably reaching up here, grabbing some more people's stop losses. I see this all the time in the morning. So I'll usually wait. Sometimes I'll even have to mark it in depending on how fast it drops. But just because we had such a steep uptrend, I do not trust going for another long long here, okay? I would be looking way more towards the short way. If we're doing our higher time frame analysis, even jumping to the 15-minute, our higher time frame analysis, we have a huge downtrend, okay? So this is probably even grabbing internal liquidity here and just gonna hop right back down into this overall downtrend. So higher time frame analysis, always look at the direction of the trend. Remember, the trend is your friend. So we'll go ahead, play this forward. As soon as you see this, right, and we had that 5-minute bearish fair value gap, get ready, because I'm usually marketing in on these. So if you place a market order, you're just basically hitting buy. So we'll go ahead, place buy. Now, if you wanted to wait, you know, maybe you drew your fib here, came up to 0.17. I'll tell you, my typical entries are around the 0.618 area with taking profit at 1.272, 1.618, 2, or 2.272. You'll see the bottom of the range here. What does it line up with? The very bottom of this trend, it lines up with the 2.272 area. So this could be a really successful short. I'm gonna hop to the 5-minute and just show you guys, right? There's our 5-minute bearish fair value gap. We got our liquidity sweep. And what else? 5-minute bearish divergence. This is going up while this is going straight across. That's your bearish divergence. Now, this isn't always going to print like this, so you need to learn to eyeball this, right? A lot of indicators print late. It is what it is. This is why you have to get good at actual chart reading. But we'll go ahead, we'll place buy. It's kind of around my entry at that 0.618 area, and we will go ahead, play it forward here. Let's just go ahead. We'll keep it simple. I mean, I like to kind of ride these and see how much I can get, but we'll keep it simple, and we will ride this down to our 1.272 level. All right, so there's our short example. You'll notice it came all the way down to 1.618 area. See what we get here. So we did end up hitting 2.272, even lower. Shall we see how much money we could have got? Let's see. Oh, okay, so we could have got, right? Sorry, this is showing negative, $1,400. Holding this all the way down. Are you always going to be able, let's say we held it down to our 2.272, right? $872 here with that risk amount. Okay, so this is a short example that we saw this morning that we took. Like I said, liquidity sweep, 5-minute fair value gap, and 5-minute bearish divergence. A+ setup. That's what we need. You know, sometimes you have to wait and be patient for them. That's about it. So let's look at a bullish example now. Let's look at a long, and I am actually going to backtrack here real quick to Solana. Forgot to show you Solana during this time, but since we are trading Solana, sometimes it's easier just to show one coin on this video. But on Solana, right when we were getting that liquidity sweep on Bitcoin, look what Solana did. Solana will do this so much, okay? You'll get 1, 2, 3, 4. It really likes to fake you out in the mornings. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And Bitcoin right now, what are we doing? Hitting that liquidity sweep area, right? I think we got one more sweep up. Boom, sweep, and to the downside, okay? Hitting our 200 EMA, kind of sticking around there for a little bit before completely falling. So this is great too. You know, if you wanted to place your take profit with the 200 EMA, that's always a possibility. A lot of times you'll see a bounce there. How I would draw my fib on Solana for this one, for this instance, right? We kind of ranged here for a bit even before getting this last wick. I'd probably go with this last area, draw it. It's kind of a weird area, but probably from this wick to this wick. Dang. So we kind of did jumble around the 2.272 area for a little bit before coming down further. So that is our short example. So let's take a look at a long example here, and then I will show you that TradingView indicator to spot these better with as you're developing these skills. So we will go ahead, play this out. Here's Bitcoin again. What are we doing? What are we doing? Ranging, my favorite. Not really, just joking. Sweeping liquidity, right? Probably hitting stop losses down here, back and forth, grabbing people. Stop losses, right? Oh, there's our jump up. That is exactly what we need. What do we need to do? When I see this jump up on the 1 minute, I'm moving to the 5. We haven't quite got our 5-minute fair value gap, but let's see what else we have. Do we have a bullish divergence going on? So we got, kind of looks just as similar as what we saw with our short play, right? This is going straight across and this is going up. Here's our bullish divergence on the 5-minute. So we'll see if we got that 5-minute fair value gap yet. Looks like it is forming, right? Here's our 5-minute bullish fair value gap. Like I said, sometimes I'm marketing in on these. If you don't want to complicate things, right? You're not sure if this is just going to pop up on you or whatever. You can simply place your entry a little bit above this fair value gap area for a lawn. So this would be our entry area, right? It already kind of moved on me on the replay. So I'll just go ahead, mark it in, buy one. We'll see what happens. Sometimes I have to do this because it moves so quickly. And we'll play this one forward now. I guess we should see where take profit level is, huh? But if you miss it, right? If you miss the entry, you mark it in at 0.786 instead. That's fine. Look, we got kind of this top area. I probably keep looking at this area, honestly, since this is a top. You don't know if you're going to get another top here in this overall downtrend and, you know, not end up flying over. So I would probably definitely be looking at that 1.272 area in this case for a take profit level. So I'll go ahead, we'll move it up. Still a nice $170, right? There's our take profit, kind of stuttering around 1.272. Wow, really stuttering. So it's stuttering there because check it out. Look what's on your left side, right? We got all this. It's probably grabbing liquidity from here as well. So look off to the left, see what's going on where you could get resistance. And we got wicks coming down pretty hard through this 1.272 area. You don't know if it's going to pop up, right? We got kind of a big downtrend going on here. So you don't always know if it's going to pop up. Sometimes it's best just to set your take profit and take it. We'll play it forward some more though. Looks like it's just slowly going up. And messing around with us, huh? So at the 2 level, that's $444, okay? So that's a long and short play for you there. And that is exactly what we're looking for every morning, right? Those liquidity sweeps, study them, get to know them pretty well, do what you can. It's something I really wish I would have known in the beginning. You know, a lot of my mentors and teachers or groups I've ran didn't really cover it too well. Really study the liquidity sweeps. It'll help you out more than you have any idea. And what is that free trading view indicator, Leah? All right, go to liquidity sweeps, Lux all go. Check it. Liquidity. So these boxes kind of highlight our liquidity areas. So we got some here. We got a double top here too, right? We got this pull downward. What else? We got this kind of double top going on here and this straight up wick through it. Got that huge pull downward. We'll check it out on Sol too here really quick. But this, if you're just learning, right, I can usually just spot them with my eye. You know, this could really help you at least learn the concept and learn where a possible liquidity sweep is. Like we got one here, we got a double top here, pull downward. So we had kind of a nice double bottom here as well, printing this liquidity sweep grab line, right? It might print a little bit late, but at least it can help you identify where these liquidity sweeps are happening, okay? So that's just a little free indicator if you are learning about liquidity sweeps. I realize it may be a little bit difficult to spot them in the beginning, but as you get better with time and practice, you'll be able to spot them. Right? Liquidity, down pull, beautiful short. So hope you guys enjoyed that. If you guys do have questions, if you're looking to learn more about TEA, I have a course on the paid side of the group. I also have the free side of the group. If you guys have questions, I would love to hear them. Go ahead, hop in the Discord. We are about to have a Black Friday giveaway, so it's going to come with participation in the Discord and everything like that. It's a pretty sweet setup of what I'm getting away, including free TradingView for a year, free TradeZella, some Solana, right? Some money, some Amazon gift cards, some books, okay? But it's going to come with participation, okay? I'm not just giving all this away for free, but this is basically everything I wish I could have got in the beginning, to be honest. So please hop in the Discord, join our giveaway, have some fun, and I will see you on the other side. Thanks.